My name is Judy Anne Mikovits. I'm a PhD biochemist and molecular biologist. Have done cancer research largely at the National Cancer Institute in Frederick, Maryland since 1980. Case, it ended my life as a scientist as I knew it, basically the realization, the big oh my God of all of those sequences we've seen and all of those proteins and all of these contaminants are causing disease. The fact that they were real was just too much. For 25 million Americans are infected with the viruses that came out of the lab, from out of labs into humans via contaminated blood and vaccines. And that was what, so I was fired, jailed, without cause, without hearing, without any civil rights at all, just drug out of my house in shackles one day, November 18, 2011. I refused to denounce the data. I refused to say it was a mistake. We had the data. I showed the data. I showed all of the data. And I just refused. They basically said, tell everybody you made it all up and you can go home. And if you don't, we'll destroy you. And they did. My passion was helping people, and the patients never walked away. In a journal called Frontiers in Microbiology, wrote a paper that really cost me a lot. I didn't know he was going to write this paper, but it basically said the most likely way that these murine leukemia virus related viruses, these types of viruses, entered humans was through vaccines. So when did we start vaccines? 1953, 1930. So I want people to understand, I want them to think. We live in a society where we're bombarded with commercials, big pharma, so they give you all the warning on Opdivo, the immune therapy that's a new chance for new life. And when you look at the little picture at the bottom, it says they live 12 months versus the 9 months of the control. The control, these experiments aren't done. The vaccines don't have to be made or regulated like drugs. They're biologics. They're given a free pass. There's a vaccine court. You can't sue the doctor. You can't sue the manufacturer. There's a federal court that oversees vaccine injury, and it's more corrupt than anything you could ever imagine. And so they do everything they can to keep the public from knowing that every single shot damages you, and you might not see the cancer for 2 decades. 95%, Big Pharma owns the media. Our politicians, we need to dig deeper. We need to look in the truth. We need to start reading books again. But my only crime was I asked too many questions. Really? In the United States of America, we're censored. Everything's censored. So to look at things like natural news, to come to meetings like the Truth About Cancer, I was just floored today because, today was the first time I was treated like a human being who had knowledge for a very long time. And so it matters. Okay, well, I wrote the book Plague along with my co-author Ken Tech and Lively because I thought it was important to tell the story and the truth of what happened and what's involved in retroviruses and medical research that is corrupted by special interests and groups when one finds an inconvenient truth. It's really important that medical research be free of censorship and that the stories and the data that we work diligently and funded by taxpayers be presented to the people and to the other research communities unbiased. So it's incredibly important that even if we don't understand data, that we show all the data and make certain that we don't miss something in treating patient communities who are suffering with devastating diseases that are at epidemic proportions.